You are drifting towards sleep when suddenly a deafening bang seems to explode inside your head. Your eyes fly open, your heart races. Your body freezes, convinced something terrible just happened. There is no pain, there is no damage, there is no sound in the room. Yet the noise felt unmistakably real. For a split second, you believe your brain just broke. This terrifying experience has a name, and it is far stranger than it sounds. Exploding head syndrome is not an explosion. It is not dangerous. It is not a stroke. It is not a seizure. It is not your head literally exploding. Yet it feels real enough to convince millions otherwise. The name alone triggers fear. Fear amplifies memory. Memory keeps the experience alive long after it ends. The brain remembers threat more vividly than safety. This is why the first episode often feels life-changing. Exploding head syndrome usually happens during sleep transitions. It strikes as consciousness fades or returns. The brain sits between worlds. Control systems disconnect at different speeds. Sensory regions misfire. The auditory cortex activates without sound. The brain generates a noise internally. The noise feels external. The mismatch creates shock. Shock floods the nervous system. Adrenaline surges instantly. Sleep vanishes. Confusion follows. The silence afterward feels unreal. Your brain scrambles for explanation. Danger feels like the only answer. The mind fills gaps with worst-case scenarios. Evolution trained it that way. False alarms were safer than missed threats. The brain prefers panic over passivity. In ancient environments, sudden sounds meant survival decisions. Your brain still follows those rules. It reacts before reasoning. Exploding head syndrome hijacks that reflex. The sound can be a bang, it can be a crash, it can be a shout, it can be electrical or metallic. It can feel like a gunshot or thunder. The variety confuses sufferers. Confusion feeds fear. Fear strengthens attention. Attention locks the experience into memory. The event lasts only seconds. The impact lasts far longer. People replay it mentally. Anticipation grows. Sleep becomes tense. The brain stays alert. Alertness increases episodes. A feedback loop forms. The syndrome thrives in stress. It thrives in irregular sleep. It thrives in anxiety. It thrives when the mind refuses to let go. This is not coincidence. The brain is struggling to power down smoothly. Sleep is not a switch. It is a sequence. Different regions shut down at different times. When timing slips, perception fractures. Exploding head syndrome is a timing error. The brain fires a sensory signal without context. Context normally labels sounds as safe or dangerous. Without context, sensation feels overwhelming. The experience exposes how fragile perception really is. Reality is not just what enters the senses. It is what the brain assembles. When assembly glitches, illusion replaces fact. The syndrome is rare enough to feel isolating. It is common enough to be studied. Many people experience it once. Some experience it repeatedly. Most never talk about it. Silence keeps fear alive. Fear feeds misunderstanding. Understanding weakens fear. Exploding head syndrome is not a warning sign. It is a miscommunication. It is the sound of the brain misfiring as it changes states. Nothing explodes. Nothing breaks. Nothing is harmed. But something important is revealed. Your brain can manufacture reality convincingly, and it does so without permission. The deeper you look, the stranger the experience becomes. Exploding head syndrome does not damage neurons. It leaves no physical trace. Scans appear normal. Tests reveal nothing abnormal. Yet the experience feels dramatic. This contrast unsettles people. Invisible events feel untrustworthy. The brain struggles to accept harmless explanations. It prefers concrete threats. The syndrome challenges intuition. It feels loud but causes no injury. It feels violent but produces no pain. This contradiction is what makes it memorable. The brain flags novelty aggressively. Novelty demands explanation. Lack of explanation breeds anxiety. Anxiety sharpens attention. Sharp attention increases sensory sensitivity. Sensitivity lowers the threshold for misfires. Another loop forms. Sleep becomes the battleground. Sleep requires surrender. Anxious brains resist surrender. They monitor instead of releasing. Monitoring prevents smooth transitions. Transitions are when the syndrome strikes. The moment between wake and sleep is unstable. The brain is neither fully offline nor fully online. Control systems disengage. Sensory systems briefly activate alone. A sound is generated internally. No external confirmation exists. The mind panics. This panic is learned. The first episode teaches fear. Subsequent episodes trigger anticipation. Anticipation primes reaction. Reaction magnifies experience. This is not imagination. The sound is neurologically real. It originates inside the brain. The brain does not distinguish source automatically. It assumes external cause. Only reflection corrects the error. Reflection comes too late. The shock already passed. Exploding head syndrome often coexists with stress disorders. It appears alongside insomnia. It appears during periods of exhaustion. Fatigue disrupts neural timing. Caffeine can worsen it. Irregular schedules amplify it. The modern world does not respect sleep rhythms. Artificial light confuses circadian cycles. Screens delay shutdown signals. The brain receives mixed messages. Sleep arrives fragmented. Fragmentation increases misfires. The syndrome reveals how delicate sleep architecture is. Sleep is not passive rest. It is active regulation. The brain choreographs shutdown carefully. When choreography fails, chaos leaks through. The sound feels explosive because surprise is total. No warning exists. The startle reflex fires fully. Muscles tense. Heart rate spikes. Breathing changes. All systems mobilize. Then nothing follows. The absence feels eerie. Your body prepared for danger that never arrived. This mismatch feels deeply unsettling. The brain dislikes unresolved threats. It keeps replaying the moment. Replaying reinforces memory. Memory strengthens expectation. Expectation shapes sleep onset. Sleep onset becomes fragile. Fragility invites recurrence. The syndrome feeds itself psychologically, but its origin remains neurological. This distinction matters. It is not imagined. It is not mental weakness. It is not loss of control. It is miscoordination. Brains miscoordinate sometimes. This does not mean dysfunction. It means complexity. Complex systems fail quietly. Exploding head syndrome is loud only to the person experiencing it. Outwardly, nothing happens. This isolation increases distress. People hesitate to share bizarre experiences. Fear of being misunderstood keeps silence. Silence keeps myths alive. Some fear imminent death. Some fear brain tumors. Some fear losing sanity. These fears worsen symptoms. Understanding dissolves them. When fear drops, frequency often drops. The brain relaxes. Transitions smooth out. The syndrome fades. Not because it was cured, but because the loop was broken. What ultimately makes exploding head syndrome fascinating is what it teaches. It shows how perception depends on timing. It reveals how the brain constructs reality moment by moment. It exposes the illusion of constant control. Sleep reminds us that consciousness is conditional. The brain decides when awareness exists. You do not command it directly. You negotiate with it. Stress disrupts negotiation. Fear overrides cooperation. Calm restores balance. The syndrome is a message, not a threat. It signals overload. It signals poor transitions. It signals a nervous system struggling to disengage. Listening to the message matters more than fearing it. When people learn what it is, panic fades. Panic fading reduces recurrence. Knowledge rewires response. Response changes outcome. The brain learns safety. Safety allows surrender. Surrender allows sleep. Sleep stabilizes transitions. The sound disappears, not because it was fought, but because it was understood. Exploding head syndrome challenges the idea that loud equals dangerous. It proves that intensity does not equal harm. The brain can simulate catastrophe convincingly. Yet simulation is not reality. Separating the two is power. This experience forces awareness inward. It reveals how much the brain generates. You are not just receiving the world, you are assembling it. When assembly glitches, illusion takes over. Most illusions pass unnoticed. This one announces itself dramatically. It shocks you into awareness. Awareness is uncomfortable, but it is clarifying. You begin to notice sleep patterns. You notice stress levels. You notice anticipation. Noticing interrupts autopilot. Autopilot causes misalignment. Intentional slowing restores rhythm. The brain wants rhythm. It thrives on predictability. Erratic schedules confuse it. Late nights strain it. Constant stimulation overloads it. The syndrome is a symptom of imbalance, not damage. Balance is recoverable. The brain adapts quickly. It learns safety faster than fear when given consistency. Exploding head syndrome often vanishes as quietly as it arrived. Many never experience it again. Those who do often lose fear. Without fear, the sound becomes curious rather than terrifying. Curiosity dampens reaction. Reaction fuels intensity. Without intensity, the experience weakens. This is how the loop dissolves. The syndrome becomes a footnote instead of a threat. It leaves behind a lesson. Sleep is sacred. Transitions matter. The brain needs permission to rest. Modern life rarely gives it. The sound that never happened reminds you of this. It reminds you that silence matters. It reminds you that the brain needs closure. When closure is denied, noise fills the gap. Understanding replaces noise with meaning. Meaning replaces fear with control. Control restores calm. And calm allows the mind to finally let go. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or eye-opening, make sure to hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. And don't forget to subscribe for more practical psychology insights, self-awareness tools, and mind-sharpening advice. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.